Hello out there, everyone, and welcome to GT Sport on ESPN. This is the Grand Prix, and I'm your host, Larry, along with my friend Chuck here. Say hello, Chuck. Well, Larry, I'm glad to be here. It's great to see Davestation made it all the way to the big leagues, and he looked like he's picking his car here. What do you think he's going to pick, Larry? Well, Chuck, it looks like he's going with the Lancer. I believe this car has a specific kind of meaning to him. As a child, he was really into Initial D, and they had a bunch of Lancers in that game. And I think that's probably why he's picked the Lancer here. Let's see how it holds up. Now, Larry, I heard that he bought the Spec 2 edition that came with $2.5 million. So he bought a lot of cars that he probably shouldn't have been able to get just because he spent an extra $10. Is that true? Is that why he's winning? It looks like maybe his car is just better than the other guy's car. Well, you know, Chuck, I think that might be the case here. It looks like he's not even doing too hot in terms of actual skill here, but he is well in the lead, and it looks like he's got you can't even see the other guy in the rear view, so it looks like this car may be just super overpowered. Okay, he's hit a wall. Oh, Chuck, that's wild. He doesn't even know how to control this thing. But it still looks like he's in first place, and I can't even wrap my mind around it. Well, Chuck. And he's coming around the turn here. Looks like he might be getting a hang of the car. Looks like he's kind of staying on the road. Big improvement here from Davestation VR. Oh, and he's off again. Still well in the lead. Well, Larry, like I said, it seems like he spent just a lot of money on these cars because he got 2.5. Oh, and he's totally wiped. He's wiped. He doesn't even know how to reverse. Well, Chuck, it appears that he does not know how to reverse. All right, he's got the reverse button down, and he's moving forward. Let's see if the car that he spent all of his unearned cash on is going to let him overpower this little coupe. Whatever the fuck kind of car that is. Larry, it looks like he overtook him pretty goddamn quick right there. I don't even know what my accent is anymore. Yeah, Chuck. Looks like he's just kind of. He didn't really learn how to drive, but he's still in first place, and I guess that's sort of the benefit of this game not having online support, isn't it? I just want to take a minute to thank our corporate sponsors over here at ESPN. Fuck, he's gonna hit the wall again. He's gonna hit the wall again. It looks like... Oh, no, he held it together right at the end. Anyways, thank you, Sprite. Chuck, how do you feel about Sprite? Well, Chuck... Not even sure what to say here, boys. He's well in the lead. He has not earned any of this. The guy in the back is way in the back. But he's driving a little shitty car. And you know, what do you expect? I spent a lot of money on this Mitsubishi Lancer. And I have loved this car. Oh no, sorry. I can't go first person. I gotta go third person. Sorry. Oh, and he's hit the wall again. Well, Larry, it seems like he really hasn't learned how to keep a handle on this car, even though he's had a lifelong fascination with the Mitsubishi Lancer since his childhood because of Initial D, which was an interesting game you could play in the arcades. Let me tell you, while he's racing, I'll tell you about this game. You know, Larry, I'll tell you. What you could do was you could put a card in the arcade machine, and it would save you progress. Wait a second, he's won! He's won! I can't tell you about this arcade game right yet because he's won. It looks as though he's got some prize credits. Yeah, Chuck, lots of leveling up here going on. He's beaten the Colorado Springs Lake. It looks like he's going to go for another VR drive. We can only guess what level he's going to pick next. Hard to say. It's all up to Dave at this point. He's got winner's choice of the next round. He might go to Kyoto. What time of day? Maybe cloudy. Cloudy morning. And what car is he going to go with? You know, Larry, I'm not sure, but I feel like he might pick a crazy one. I feel like he's going to pick a crazy one. Ooh, the Honda NSX GR4. Chuck. Quite a car. Quite a car. Indeed, Larry, indeed. All right, Chuck. It looks like he's preparing to load into the Kyoto Driving Park in Miyabi. Quite the interior on this car. Looking very futuristic. And let's see how he does. Will this car be more overpowered than the last one or less? It's hard to say at this point in time. What do you think, Chuck? Well, Larry, I'm not sure. It looks like he's handling okay so far, but oh my goodness, he's already been overtaken by the other car, and it looks like he doesn't really have a handle. Oh, but he's getting a little scrappy. He's busting into the other guy, and he's done a total fucking spin. Oh, a total fucking spin. What do you think, Larry? Well, Chuck, it looks like, despite the kind of haphazard nature of that play there, it appears that he's caused his opponent to go into quite a spin himself, and he's back in the lead. Taking these turns a little scrappy, but it appears that's his unique kind of ability here. He's a little scrappy, but he gets the job done. Isn't that right, Larry? I mean, Chuck. Yeah, it's sorry. I always call you by my name too, because it's easy to forget. You know, we do this for so long. I've been doing this for 30 years, and you've been doing it for 29. So it's hard. It's hard to keep track of everybody's names. It's fine. I understand. You know, my mother always calls me by my brother's name, Larry. You know? Well, Chuck, it appears that he's... Oh, God, he spun out quite intensely. Quite intensely is what I meant to say. And it appears that he's still in the lead somehow. Once again, he spent quite a lot of in-game currency to purchase these very good cars, and it appears that is helping him quite a lot. It doesn't appear to be skill-based here. I think that he's just really kind of milking the fact that he spent $10 extra to get $2.5 million of in-game currency. What do you think about that, Chuck? Well, Larry, the other guy's still right on his ass, so I don't know if it really was worth it, because he may not win this one. He may not win overall. This is the Grand Prix, and you can't just rely on your fancy cars to win the race. And that's all I gotta say about that. Oh, he's lost control again, Chuck. Oh, Chuck, does he know the reverse? He appears to have remembered the reverse button. Okay, he's back in gear. He's going, but he's back behind. He's in second place now. This is a kind of a unique situation, but it's lap 3 out of 5, and he's got plenty of time to use his very overpowered car to catch up to this AI opponent and totally wreck him. We'll see what happens, Chuck. We'll see what happens. You know, Larry, it looks like he's catching up here a little bit. I think he's kind of... Oh, I believe he's going to be able to catch up. He's getting scrappy. I think he might go for the hit here. He likes to run into people. That's kind of his MO. And he's bumped into the other car and moved ahead. Yes. This is why Davestation is such a force to be reckoned with, my friends. Lap 5 out of 5, and he's edged his way forward. Isn't that right, Larry? Yeah, Chuck. I mean, he really went hard there. He bumped into him, took an aggressive stance, had a much better car to begin with. It doesn't require as much skill to win with, and he's doing great. Appears that he might win. You know, I also want to mention here that he's got these indicators on the road to tell him how to drive, and it appears that he is not. Appears that he's barely paying attention to them. He's sort of, kind of. I mean, he hits them in a certain way, but it's not exactly the way that I think it's intended. Well, Larry, I think you're right about that, but it looks like he won again. Davestation continues to be the #1 champion in the Grand Prix. He's got some mileage points, some experience, and he's level 5 now, folks. He's level 5. And he's gonna choose a new stage and a new car. Let's see what he chooses, Larry. Well, Chuck, it looks like he's going for the Blue Moon Bay. Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Pretty straightforward track. What car is he gonna choose this time? Oh, he's going quick. He didn't spend much time deciding. He's going for the Bugatti. This car looks like a weird yellow Batmobile, doesn't it, Chuck? Yeah, Larry, it's kind of a crazy future car, and he spent a lot of money that he got from that $2.5 million that he got from the $10 extra to get GT Spec 2. You know, they give you $2 million, and I think he really spent a lot of it on this car. And I think he's trying to just show off here, and we'll see if the car's as good as... Wow, that's quite a Batmobile. You know, Chuck, it appears that most of his vision is obscured here. Can't really see a lot of the track, and quite a lot of his vision is taken up by his rear view mirror, it appears, which is a giant sci-fi screen in this weird Bugatti. So I'm not sure if this is what he was looking for when he purchased this very expensive car, but it appears to be fancy but not functional. Well, Larry, it appears that he's in the lead regardless, so I don't know about not functional. It appears that he's... Oh, no, he's lost the lead. Well, you know, Chuck, that's what I told you. I don't think he's really gonna have a chance here. This track is basically a circle, and it appears that even on a straight circle, he is not able to control his car well enough to overtake the opponent. And that guy's got a car that's probably not nearly as good, you think? Larry, I think that's probably true. Yeah, Chuck, I believe that is true. He could probably overtake this guy quite easily if he, just knew how to drive the car. Maybe had a little bit more visibility here. This car is quite a monster in terms of visibility because, as you can see, the rear view mirror is bigger than the windshield in some ways. But still, it is a fast car, and Davestation ought to be able to catch up here. Let's see if he's got enough. Oh no, he does not know what to do when he goes around a normal corner. That's another bad move from Dave. You know, Larry, I think really he's got all these cars that he bought, but I don't think he really knows how to use any of them. It seems like he probably ought to go back to the training course because he's won a few rounds in this Grand Prix, but that's really because his cars were better than the other guy's cars. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, Chuck, I think you're probably right about that one, and it looks like he might be catching up to his opponent here. Is this another case of the car being better than the driver? It might be. Hold on. What do we have here? Final round. Is he gonna make it? Oh, he's bumped. Oh. All right. Davestation is known for his dirty tricks. Isn't that right? What are our names? Yeah, Larry, I believe that's probably the case. It's probably all about the car, but it looks like he lost that one. Position 2 out of 2. Finally, he's been put in his place. A little bit of humility for Davestation VR. Isn't that right, Larry? absolutely check. It appears that he's going to have to come out of this one with his tail between his legs. He's going to go and select another course. We're back on the VR drive. Nice little jazzy soundtrack here for us today on this sweet, sweet Sunday morning. And let's see what we have to offer here. Sardinia. Let's check out Italy. Dusk, perhaps. Good taste on Davestation's part in terms of stage selection here. And he's going with the Lancer again. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. Well, Larry, it seems like he really likes that car for some reason. Maybe it's that thing I said like 5 times about him liking that game Initial D. In that anime Initial D. It was a game and an anime, wasn't it, Larry? Chuck, I believe you're right about that one. But let's see about how this race goes down. Alright, we got 2 laps here, and he's off to a good start. This looks dirty road. It's a dirt road. It's a dirt road. Oh, and there's a little bit of airtime here. Looks like a bit of a rally race. Oh, will he hit the wall? And he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall, but he's still well in the lead. Davestation VR just totally relying on a very good car to get the job done. Well, Larry, it looks like he's kind of learning how to drive here. I mean, I think he's kind of staying on the road, and he's not doing too bad. Am I right or am I wrong? Kind of miffed that turn for sure. Absolutely, Chuck. I don't believe that his driving skills are up there. For the Grand Prix tournament, I believe probably he should have been qualified quite a long time ago. But it appears that he's still winning, and I don't know what to do about that. And the judges are just going to have to convene amongst themselves. It's absolutely right, Larry. I don't believe that he's winning for any good reason other than he just bought a bunch of good cars because he spent $10 extra on the Spec 2 edition. But it seems as though, a little bit to some degree, he has learned how to drive this particular car on the rally race. He's not spinning out as much as he was before, and he's kind of holding his own, and the other guy's way back there, and you can't even see him. Well, Chuck, I gotta tell you, I can't really tell where your accent's from. It seems to be shifting constantly, and I don't know how to deal with that on a live broadcast on ESPN, but it's great to have you here with me, and I really appreciate your commentary. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, Larry, it's great to be here. I love watching Davestation drive the cars. Look at this guy. He's so scrappy. He wins, but he's so scrappy. He doesn't even drive the right way. And there's something about it that just, it's captivating. Well, Chuck, I can't really disagree with you there. He is really coming out on top, regardless of how he drives. But there is some sort of chaotic magic about it. He'll hit the wall, but he's still staying on track, and it looks like he's really kicking ass here. So I think he may take home the Grand Prix Gold Medal Platinum Award. And it appears lap 2 out of 2, Sardinia. He's coming in hot. Very close to the end point here. Larry, I believe he's got it in the bag here. Larry, I think he's got it in the bag. All right, yet another win from Davestation VR. He's leveling up, almost level 6. Where will he go next? What car will he choose? Lord knows. Nothing like some fine weather. Let's see what car he's gonna go with here. It's a little indecisive. Oh my goodness, Chuck, he's going with the McLaren F1. I don't know, this might be too much car for Davestation VR. Well, you know, Chuck, I really don't know. He hasn't proven himself yet able to handle some of these bad boys, but we'll see on the Tsukuba circuit. This is the real test. Alright, Larry, looks like the car's pretty fast. This looks like a pretty goddamn crazy car, and he's already spun out. Oh my goodness. Larry, what do you think about this? Well, Chuck, it appears he does not have any control of this car. As we go on here, what have we got? 3 laps. It appears that he may be able to. No, he cannot. He cannot gain control of the fancy car that he purchased for himself for perhaps $1 million. I'm not entirely sure how much this cost, but it was quite a lot. And he doesn't appear to know where the track is at this point. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, Chuck. Oh, Larry, that's quite a turn. That's quite a turn, Larry. Let's see how he does. Oh, I think he might be learning how to do it. It looks like he's learning. Well, you know, Chuck, watching this footage, I really feel like I need to take a swig of this vodka. You know, I don't blame you, Chuck. I don't blame you one bit. Oh, and he's getting scrappy again. Davestation VR still not in the lead, trying to reclaim his throne as the king of the Grand Prix. Now it appears that he's figured out where the track is, and he's staying on the track. Big improvement here from Davestation VR. And let's see if he plays this violently or if he plays it peacefully. I have a feeling, knowing this guy. And there he is. I knew it. Here we go, folks. This is why he's such a controversial figure in the ESPN racing circuit. Davestation VR. He thinks he's playing Destruction Derby. Isn't that right, Larry? I mean, Chuck. Fuck. Well, he's absolutely spun out, Larry. It looks like he's totally spun out, but can he use this fancy car, and can he be aggressive enough to get back in the lead? That's what the big question is. It's lap 3 out of 3. Let's find out, Larry. Let's find out. Oh, well, Chuck, it's all down to this turn. It's all down to this turn, and he totally miffed it, but let's see what this car can do. Oh, and he's gaining. And he's gaining. Chuck, it appears that he may have absolutely made up for every dumb mistake he made in the entire round and entirely won the whole race. Once again, Davestation VR proves it's better to be scrappy than it is to be crappy. But if you're both, you better be scrappy. Absolutely right, Larry. Absolutely right. Let's see what he's gonna choose next. The Dragon Trail. Ah, he's a fan of the gardens, it appears. Cloudy. He's always picking Cloudy. Must say something about his personality, isn't that right, Chuck? Yeah, Larry, this guy always picks cloudy weather. If there was thunderstorms, I feel like he'd be picking thunderstorms, and I think that's kind of says something about him. But what did he pick here? He's got a Hyundai Genesis rally car. The front of this car looks like a RoboCop car. I don't know why he picked it, but it looks crazy. I wish you could see the front of it again. Let's get into it now. Larry. Just want to take a minute here to thank our corporate sponsor, MeUndies. MeUndies, they're very comfortable and a little expensive, but you can get all kinds of cool designs. And every podcast you've ever listened to loves MeUndies, so buy some MeUndies. Thanks for listening, guys. Well, Larry, it looks like he doesn't really know how to drive this car either. I don't know if he's ever learned how to drive any of these cars, to be honest, but it looks like it's fast enough that he's taking the lead. That's right, Chuck, and he's taking this turn very poorly. It looks like he's bounced off the wall. Let's see if he can return from this one, and it looks like the car's just good enough that he's just gonna overtake. Yes, that is correct. The AI is absolutely left in the dust. And Davestation VR once again takes the lead. Not due to skill for any reason. He's in the dirt, and he knocked over that traffic cone. It appears in the rearview mirror. I believe I saw that, and probably gonna hit this wall, but he's still in first place. And what can you do? He had $2.5 million to spend on fancy cars, and you just let him loose on the Grand Prix, and this is what we got to show on ESPN, and I'm just really sorry that you guys have to watch this sort of entirely unjustified shitfest. Look at this. There's probably going to be no repercussions for this guy. Oh, wait. Oh, no, he's forgotten how to reverse. And he's back. Now, Larry, if he wins this one, I mean, that's gonna be wild, because he really fucked up there, and I feel like he was way off course, and just, that was a sign of real incompetence. I mean, is this guy drunk, or what's going on? I mean, is he doing meth? I don't know. I'm tired of seeing this thing, and he's just running into the walls, and he's gonna run into this guy, too, if he's got a chance, and he just did it. He's reckless. He's reckless. Larry, he's reckless. Well, Chuck, sometimes reckless does get the job done, and it appears that he's back into first place now on lap 2 out of 2, and it appears that the finish line may be coming up quite soon here, and I think he's pulled it out, unless he really messes this one up. Oh, he did really mess this one up, but he's still in first place. This is absolutely privilege in its most distilled form. This man, despite what he does, no matter what, he cannot face repercussions. He'll always get first place, and it just appears that buying the Spec 2 edition made him a monster. Larry, I think you're right about that one. It seems like he's not even that good at the game, but he keeps getting first place in this Grand Prix. And it's just a little, I don't understand, because he doesn't even know how to play. He can't even take the turns. He spins out, he hits the guys for no reason. He's a little too aggressive, if you ask me, But he still wins, and I'm not comfortable with it. Chuck, As a sportsman, I have to agree with you. I don't believe that he's earned any of this. It appears that he's winning the Grand Prix entirely based on the fact that he spent $10 extra to buy the fancy $2.5 million upgrade, and now he's level 6. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for the ESPN Gran Turismo Sport Grand Prix. Davestation VR took everything home for no reason. because he bought the Spec 2 edition that has a lot of fancy upgrades, and you can get cool stuff, and it gives you 10 fancy cars. And then I just bought a bunch of other cars afterwards. So thanks for watching. This is the weirdest video I've ever done, but I hope you guys liked it, and have a good night.